have one more policy, I think, to present to you, and that is Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders. Mel Cochrane from the PSA New South Wales is moving this, and seconded by Alan Hicks from the ACTU.
Thank you very much. I'm very proud to recommend this document to Congress this afternoon. I'd first of all like to thank and congratulate all the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander staff that drafted this document and worked so hard to put it together. A couple of things. The document actually speaks for itself. For Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, inequality is about a lack of power. And we certainly are denied the right to be the architects of government policy that affects us, the right to a decent living standard and a social safety net, the right to universal health and education, the right to standard employment conditions and wages, and standard industrial and occupational health and safety protections. There is one amendment to this document, if I can just read it, if you can see it there. At a workshop this afternoon, we wanted to strongly encourage all unions with the identification of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander members within your organisations. This is something that has been a topic for quite some years now, and we'd like to send the message to all unions that Indigenous business is union business, and we'd certainly like it to be taken seriously. So when we go back to our workplaces, as I said, we'd strongly encourage you to ensure that our membership is brought up to date and reflects your Indigenous members. In finishing, I would like to say that we would like the union movement to certainly walk with us and work with us going into the future. Thank you.
Well said, comrade. Thank you. Alan Hicks. Thanks, Mel.
Thanks, Mel, and it's a privilege to second this resolution. I rise to support this policy. For over 100 years, successive Australian governments have failed the first people of this land. Australians and Australian unions can't sit by and allow the government failures to continue. Australian unions must do more to ensure the inequality Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders face in the workplace and in society ends. At the highest levels, we must commit to ensure Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people have their say. Governments continue to try and stymie the voice of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders in this country, preferring to listen to the multinational companies that steal so much out of our country and deliver so little in return. Enough is enough. The time is now for all Australian unions to strengthen our bond and our engagement with Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. Their fight is our fight. Their struggle is our struggle. For those unions who aren't involved, get involved. For those that are involved, do more. Union leaders need to ask themselves, what are you doing in your union? What are you doing to recruit, to retain, to identify, to employ Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people? How have we educated our membership on the struggles and the inequalities that face the nation's first people? Whilst inequality exists for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders, the Australian movement has failed. Failure is not an option. I urge you all to support this, and I commend the policy to you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Alan. Wonderful. Michael O'Connor has asked to speak to this motion.
Thanks, Comrade Chair. Can I start by paying my respects to the traditional owners of the land in which we meet? I speak in favour of this policy because I want to make comment about one member who passed away this year called Tracker Tilmuth. Tracker was one of those who made up the stolen generation. Tracker was an Indigenous leader and activist. He was involved in negotiations with Paul Keating. He rammed Joe Pearson's car off the road one year. He was involved in occupations, sit-ins. He was a ratbag, a scallywag, and a proud member of the CFMEU. The thing that Tracker always taught me was this, the thing he believed in. He believed that Indigenous people would only get justice if they had an alliance and a relationship with the trade union movement. His faith in that was unbelievable. It was 100%. It was unnerving. His faith he had in all of us was unnerving. And I agree with Alan. We haven't delivered our part of the bargain. So for all of us, get behind this policy, let's live it. Let's remember the people like Tracker, who fought so hard for his people and died too young.
Beautifully said. Thank you, Michael. Would anybody else like to speak to the motion or against it? Very well, delegates, I put the motion to you. Those in favour say aye. Aye. Those against? That motion is carried. Thank you very much. And thanks everybody.